Hello and welcome to this little track guide for PORTIMAO for this week's of Le Mans Ultimate Daily Races in fixed GT3 series. It's gonna be a more casual track guide, not anything super technical and long like some of the track guides I did for ACC. It's gonna be more like a quick lap overview, so let's get into it. I'm gonna use one of the laps I did in yesterday's race. It's the lap that's currently, as of recording, at the top of the leaderboard. It's a lap from the race, not from qualifying. So let's just go on board, and I'm gonna corner by corner show you step by step what to look out for, what are the areas on the track to focus at, to get up to pace as quick as possible. So there was lap 1. At the end of lap 1 I got an overtake done in the last sector here. I got a switchback, got back to the inside, got pushed a little bit on the curb, little understeer because of that, small contact, but I had the inside and the overtake was done. And the next lap I do straight away is the fastest lap of the race when the tires are still quite new. I don't remember what exactly traction control, ABS, brake bias settings I was using, but I'll try to check maybe on some other recordings I have what I was using, and I'll put that down either in the description or to the pinned comment. But all of it is a few clicks down from whatever the default is, because default traction control settings especially are very intrusive. The rest is actually quite decent. Okay, into the first corner, your braking marker is gonna be 100-meter board, and also you have here that line that goes towards the curb. You're gonna be braking over the curb. That's gonna give you ever so slightly more extra rotation. And you're gonna get that extra rotation very early as you're coming off that curb to rotate you into the corner and point you at the apex. You want to get to the apex as close as possible, and just about as you're about to hit it, go already on the throttle, accelerate very early and straighten out the car. It's gonna want to slide as it was rotating a lot through the compression here before the apex. Straighten the car out, apply all the power. Make sure to not run off the track, easy to get the off track here. Here you think that you can brake a bit later, and the marker for the braking is here on the curb, but brake a few car lengths earlier than that. It feels like you could push that braking deeper, but don't. It's very easy to go hard into the ABS and understeer. You want to take that hairpin extremely tight. So you go on the brakes very early, go light on the brakes as well to avoid that ABS. It's very easy to go into ABS and understeer too much. So be very light on the brakes, trail brake it nicely around that curb. You can even touch that curb ever so slightly, and then be tight on the exit, because it is all about preparing the next exit onto the straight. So here you want to be tight, and now you want to open up the next corner. Be here committed. On the entry, the car is gonna have a lot of rotation as we're going up the hill, and then as we're passing after the hill, then the car is gonna start understeering. So you have to commit a lot here and trust that traction control will help you with that rotation that you're gonna get as you're going up the hill and car compresses into the ground. As we're going over the crest, the car is getting light. It's gonna want to understeer here. So make sure you get majority of the rotation done on the entry, and for that you're opening up the corner with a tight hairpin before that. That's why that tight hairpin is very important. If you do everything correct, you get all the rotation done on the entry of the corner. You'll be fine on the exit. Don't be wide. You have to have at least 2 tires on the tarmac. This hairpin, very good braking, very good overtaking opportunity. 100-meter board is gonna be our braking point. Go on the brakes initially hard. I find it that as I modulate the brake myself, trying to avoid going hard into ABS works best for me. Also for a hairpin like that, while driving, if you have brake bias binded, you can go a couple of clicks down to help you with extra rotation on the entry. Rotate the car and trail brake all the way to the apex, right as you're at the apex, at the lowest point of the corner with the minimum speed, go on the throttle, and straight away as you're going on the throttle, start releasing the steering, maximize the traction. Don't be aggressive here with the throttle, because some of the lower TC settings are not gonna handle that, and you're gonna spin up way too much. That's gonna cost you too much time. So nicely feed in the throttle in low speed, it's gonna accelerate out of there easily. Now you can go a couple of clicks of brake bias again higher if you lowered it for the hairpin, because here we're gonna have a few braking zones that require extra stability. In the Porsche here, go initially with the 4th gear into the corner, little dab on the brakes, tip the car into the corner, commit into it, and then I find that if I go back to 3rd gear and then I slam it on the throttle again just to stabilize it, that's a good way of going through that corner. Move a car over onto the curb and start braking. Again, soft with the brake application. You're going over the rattly curb. It could trigger ABS too much, so be soft on the brakes and rotate the car into the corner a lot and slow down more than you think. That corner is going up the hill, and you would think that going up the hill you would gain a lot of grip, but it doesn't necessarily feel like that's the case. You go into the corner and the car here, even though it compresses, it starts sliding a lot. It feels like it's extremely easy to either understeer and keep pushing wide or oversteer. It's quite weird situation, so because of that, brake more than you and carry less speed than you think it would be possible, and get the rotation done early, so then here that acceleration zone that you're gonna be doing uphill is as straight as possible. Again, keep 2 tires on the tarmac. I don't necessarily have a braking reference point for this corner. Majority of it I do it by feel. So somewhere around where you're here, just as you're crossing over the hill, here you have a braking marker that you can potentially use, a car length or 2 before it. Start braking, start initially in the straight line, go ever so slightly wide, but if you go again too wide you're gonna trigger ABS too much, you're gonna understeer. So some people take that corner even tighter. This is quite wide as far as it goes. It's all about preparing the entry here, trail braking deep into the corner, now on throttle. And here, as always, the moment you're on the throttle, keep the car as straight as possible, let it apply the power as efficiently as possible. Last sector, this corner is very tricky. On this lap, it almost looks as if I'm about to miss the apex, but that hairpin is a lot longer than you expect. So you want to aim for a very late apex. You can see that I'm almost initially missing the corner. Then I'm rotating the car extremely hard on the brakes, and then I'm continuing that rotation that I'm getting on the throttle, hitting that late apex. And because I managed to rotate the car on the exit a lot, now I can go on the throttle really early with the car pointed straight. And again, that allows the car to apply the power as efficiently as possible. Here into this corner, you need to get to the inside though very early, and you aim for the early apex because it's going downhill, so you'd get tons of understeer on the entry, so you get the car into the corner early. I even downshift to 1st gear in the Porsche to get extra rotation and hook it around the curb. As soon as you get off the curb and the car rotates, short shift to 2nd back, early on the power, use the camber of the road, and it will get nicely rotated. Last corner, all about timing here. Use all the road on the entry. Just remember you have to keep at least 2 tires here still on the tarmac for it to be valid. Turn in, then just as you're crossing over that hill, lift a little, point the car so you're gonna touch the curb on the inside with the inside tires. It's gonna grab the car and help it rotating throughout last corner. Be patient with the throttle, go back on the throttle as you start going down the hill, and the car should manage the rest of the corner flat without any issues. And that's a quick lap overview on Portimao. As of the recording, like I mentioned, this is currently the fastest lap on the leaderboard, but only it's obviously the beginning of the week. Really fast people are still to grind this, and everyone is gonna get a lot more out of it. But it's quite a decent lap. I'll show you now the onboard at full speed, and I'll hope that you'll find that video helpful.